Hey everyone, welcome back to the back nine of our coverage of the first round of the Memorial Championship presented by Discraft. Thank you so much to the Disc Golf Pro Tour for making this happen and allowing us to come out and film and actually get out of super cold weather.
Yes.
We were not sad about that.
It is much appreciated.
Yes. On the mic today, you got Robert McCall as well as Anthony Vandenheuvel. And on the card today, we've got AJ Risley, Zach Melton, Eric Oakley, and Brian Earhart. Let's hop into the action.
Super stack card for sure. So jumping into hole 10 here on the back nine, AJ's been doing pretty well. Everyone else is not quite off to the start that I'm sure they had drawn up for this tournament.
Correct. Yeah, you really want to have a few birdies through there, and then you can really attack this back nine. So hole 10 actually has a pretty tough tee pad for our competitors. There's a portion of it that's pretty slick, and so we see a lot of guys kind of have to mess with that. Play is just this big righty hyzer. I think the lefties will take kind of a big flex line over the trees. AJ just mashing an enforcer out there.
Didn't sound super happy with it out of his hand, but that's really good.
It's weird. If you're trying to air it all the way there, usually you hit those trees in front. So you want to come in either a bit short and right and skip up there, or like pretty left. That usually gives you an open putt.
Yeah.
Brian is killing the forehand, but there's one tree that you have to not be behind close to the basket, and I think he's directly behind
right
it.
behind that. It says the hole is 381, but I feel like it plays longer.
You have to throw it so far to get a look at this one for sure. This is the old Mango enforcer for Oakley. Yeah,
brutal roll.
If that's a foot or two lower, he's sitting next to AJ, but instead he's outside circle 2.
And here's that flex line that you were talking about for Zach.
Yeah, I watched him absolutely super park this with this flex line last year. It looked like he threw it in the road far left. Same sort of angle, and that is stuck in the tree.
Is it up there?
Yeah. Which 2-meter rule is in effect here, so he's going to be throwing 3 from that spot. Super unlucky.
That stinks. Eric just forced to lay that up.
Yeah, not a bad bid for Eric. Yeah, there it is.
Zach.
Man, I don't like the 2-meter rule.
That's hateful.
I get it, but I don't like it. So this is just a little lucid deputy trying to run it up there.
Yeah.
That's a 4.
Little kick there.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with a 4.
Like you said, Brian tucked directly behind that tree. Just has nothing.
Yeah, you hear him there.
That stinks.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that. AJ getting super razzed, but with a very makeable putt here.
I think that was just somebody saying, like, go, AJ.
Yeah, you can do it.
You got this.
There you go. Yeah. The hole 10 plays just under par at a 2.98 average. 69% of the field take pars here. So it's a tricky birdie to get. Not a whole lot of bogeys unless you get stuck in a tree.
Yeah, there's not a ton of danger aside from the 2-meter rule, apparently.
Yeah,
but
pretty brutal.
The birdie is super tough to get. So Zach will clean up that most unfortunate bogey there.
That's a good look at that putt from AJ. So he's continuing the good play here. He's 6 under. Other guys trying to make something happen here on these next few holes. We move over to hole 11. Hole 11 plays at a scoring average of 2.85 and 390 feet. I feel like it plays maybe just a hair shorter for some reason. I'm not sure why. You can play up the right side of the fairway and just have something kind of fall down toward the basket, or the lefties can play that left side and have something skip up. Usually that's the preferred route, I think. If you've got it, that's a good way to play it.
AJ pulled that a little to his right. I wonder, in practice, this is another tee pad similar to hole 10 that's fairly slick.
Right.
And in practice, he had a slip, and I think he was thinking about that maybe a little too much.
I think so.
And just overcooked that one to the right.
Yep, that's a great shot for Brian. Inside the circle, there are those 2 trees that are just right next to the basket that can really give you a difficult putt to where you just absolutely can't make it.
You have nothing. Yeah.
Yep. Oakley with a big forehand, and he's inside the circle.
In the circle, probably right behind that tree.
Likely having to contend with one of those, yeah.
Zach going just low and straight at it.
Yeah, you like that. He's going to be kind of same line as Eric, but just a little closer to the basket.
Mm-hmm. AJ really forced to just lay this up. You can see the basket peeking out on both sides of that tree, but there's not a reliable run with the slope there.
Yep, that's a good play. That's a tough little touch up shot. Eric's having to turn the putter a little to get it in the basket here.
Yeah. Looks like he can see the left side.
He just overturned it a bit, and that's not an easy putt coming back either.
No. Zach all the way straddled. All right, so Eric does convert
It's a
that
good
par
cleanup.
save. Yeah.
Yep. You can see even from Brian isn't but 15 feet away, but he still had to straddle pretty far out to get around those trees.
Mm-hmm. AJ gonna tap in his par and Zach as well.
So, quick story about hole 11. I saw Peter McBride land inside the circle there and proceed to 5-putt because he had a tree. Yes, he had a tree between himself and the basket on all of the putts.
What?
It was incredible. Like hit a tree, roll away, hit a tree, roll away, hit a tree, roll.
That's awful.
I felt so bad for him. He handled it like a champ, you know, because he's a champ.
Because he's Peter.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of like a mercy rule in disc golf?
I don't know. I don't think so. Hole 12, third easiest hole on the course. More than half of the field birdies this. That's that Buzz OS for Brian again, as he's going to land on the edge of the circle left side.
AJ going barred.
Yeah, I like this play. If you just crest that hill and tap the top of it, it's going to put you inside the circle pretty much every time.
Pretty much like that.
Yep. If you fly it, you can go long pretty easily. A lot of people opt for the big hyzer play like Oakley here, just to try and mitigate some of that distance control.
Super spike.
It's a pretty good result.
Dunk.
You know what that was? Oh, right on top of AJ, by the way.
I believe probably a Lucid X Felon.
Yeah, if I had to guess.
You know what this is?
Same.
I would guess Lucid X Felon from
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah, a little inside tight. And
Sit.
you can see he caught the backside of that hill, and when that happens, especially at that speed, you get that kind of rocket skip.
Launch pad. It's like when you're playing Mario Kart and you run over those
That's
little
right.
speed
That's
boosters.
exactly what this hole is.
Oh!
Man, Zach is about 2 inches off pretty much all day today, and just
Yeah.
struggling to get back on the train.
A little low from Brian as well.
Yeah.
AJ
AJ just taking his time
just marking his disc.
What a goofball, dude.
Meanwhile, Zach,
He's like, dude, I'm out of here,
I'm
man.
just going to tap out. You guys take your time, guys.
These guys, man, come on.
It's a shame they don't get along.
Yeah. Eric's in for his 2. AJ from 6 inches closer.
Yep.
He's also in. You can tell AJ's been hitting the weights during the off season. He's slimmed up a bit. He's pretty strong right now.
Lean, mean disc golf machine.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
call it. So he's got quite the lead on the card relative, that is. Zach really struggling. Like you said, just a couple inches off, and that's the difference between competing with Eric and Brian at 2 under or sitting at 1 over where he is.
Yep.
Really unfortunate.
Yep. Move from the third easiest hole in the course to the second easiest. Hole 13, 255. You can play kind of over this branch like AJ's about to show us, or you can throw under that branch and just kind of skip up toward the basket. The only difficulty with this hole is making sure you don't hit the tree, which happens a little bit more often than you think. And then,
Oh, speak of the
yeah,
devil.
like that. It just needs to be just a bit higher. But if you land just a bit short, that hill can keep you out. If you land even with the basket, it can push you long. That's beautifully
That's
played by Brian.
Perfect. And he took the low line
Low
under the
forehand.
tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna like that 100%.
It's good.
That's the way to play. Yeah, play into that front side of the hill. If you come up just a little bit short, you usually stop short. But
Yeah.
that's
This
a great
hole-
shot.
This hole I feel like is basically a little low from Zach. Got quite a skip, but not quite where he wants to be. This hole's basically a 2 or a 3. There's
Yeah.
no real OB danger. Unless you have something drastically awful happen,
Right.
you're not going to be bogeying this hole.
Yeah. Yeah. Only 1% of the MPO field took bogey or worse. So
Yeah, and you
I
gotta
agree with you.
You gotta think that was just missed putts or something.
Yeah, probably a 3-putt. Now, what I could see happening is if you do, you land kind of where Zach did, hit the basket and roll down this hill, it can get some pretty good speed rolling off that hill. Oh, AJ. That's kind of the same miss we saw on hole 2, just a
Yeah.
little high left.
But you go before me if you want.
That's a good 3 for Eric after hitting that tree.
Nice little save there for Zach. Brian finally gets to putt.
Right. Brian collecting a couple of birdies here on the back 9 so far.
You gotta think he wasn't super excited with that one down, so he's in full on go mode.
Yeah. Full send Friday.
Full send Fridays.
Even though right now it's Thursday at this tournament.
True, but
Nobody told Brian.
he's living in the future, dude. So Zach still just off.
Some days you just don't have it, and this was one of
Yeah.
those days you could tell Zach wasn't really feeling comfortable over his shots and couldn't get the putts to fall.
Not the easiest lefty course because you do a lot of holes have water on the left side,
Right.
but you gotta think he was fully expecting to be a few strokes better than he's sitting right now.
Definitely. Brian goes with a huge backhand hyzer here.
Wow.
That's a beaut. Anything deep of that tree can kind of leave you stymied, but anything short can very easily skip toward the sidewalk. So that's a great play from Brian there. This is AJ's criminal, skipping a bit long, but he's going to have that tree to contend with as well.
Yeah. And it kind of spider webs out where there's gaps, but there's also branches everywhere.
Yep. This is one of those holes. This is it's right in the middle of the pack. This is the 10th most difficult hole on the course. 39% birdie, 45% par. So not one of the most difficult holes, but you can get kind of that bad roll away and just have to settle for your 3.
Mm-hmm. Eric, I think he threw felon and just overcooked it a little bit. Zach, is this... Wow.
I think that's a criminal from Zach. It's a
Okay.
beaut.
That is super parked.
Yeah, you're going to like seeing that again. Zach is so smooth. I just love watching him throw. He's really good, man.
Yeah.
And he looks like Bob Ross, and so people make a big deal about that. That's funny, too.
So if you don't like watching people who are good at disc golf, then...
Then you can get out.
Yeah. Goodbye.
This is just a layup, really, for Eric.
Yeah. The basket's directly behind that electrical box. There's no window. AJ has a little window, kind of low right side.
That's a good look. Don't.
Stop.
That's pure hate.
Wow.
So
Super unfortunate.
from looking at a 2 to this is a putt for that's what for his 4?
That was for his 4.
No. So he's going to take a 5 on this hole. After that great start, that's a tough pill to swallow. Brian's going to take a nice easy 2 along with Zach. You can tell a lot of times when the hill kind of slopes down left toward the OB, lefties tend to get a good advantage there because they're playing kind of up the slope. Those righties have to contend with skipping down the hill, but in AJ's case, that's just unlucky.
That's just a super, super bad roll.
So that's going to drop AJ back from 7 under to 5 under. Brian's catching a few birdies on the back here as he's moving into 4 under position, and then Oakley and Melton a couple strokes back of that.
Yeah, Brian's definitely making a move.
Hole 15, these guys can just kind of unleash a little bit. 426 feet, I think it plays. For whatever reason, I feel like it plays just a hair longer. But this is reachable by all these guys for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's cruising for Brian. Wow. Yeah,
That's
20
ideal.
feet
Yeah.
on just kind of a push hyzer. You know, a little flip up, but something holding hyzer almost all the way that stood up flat.
Is that going? I believe that's a bio-enforcer.
Yeah, and that's cranked over, but still not bad.
Right about circle's edge.
Yeah, a little outside.
Back to old trusty Mango here for Eric.
And that is
That's high.
a little higher than Eric's trying to play it, really. That's going to finish left and just a hair short.
Just kind of stalled out on him, it looked like.
Yep.
It's tough with that. It's weird saying it's tough with one tree in the middle of the fairway, but that tree is directly in the line that you would throw.
It's right where these guys would normally just throw like a nice straight power shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
AJ with a similar mistake to Eric, just a little bit high, just kind of stalling out left there at the end of the flight.
Yeah, that's a drive that those two guys are going to want back. This is one that they can kind of feast on, and both of them just came out a little too high, a little fluffy. Nice layup for AJ there. You really don't want to test this basket because it's easy to roll away, kind of like hole, hole 11, where the trees are so close that they can get you.
So here, it was technically Zach's turn to putt, but there was some dogs that I guess hadn't seen each other in a while or
and
something.
they were getting after it in the background.
Making some noise, having a good time. And so Zach was like, hey, Eric, do you mind just go? He said, yeah, I got you. I'll take my time. So
Yeah.
lining up the mini, lining everything up, taking his full 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Giving the crowd a wave. Letting those dogs get it all out. Now Zach can finally putt in peace.
See you later.
Oh,
That's a
see you
tough
later.
one for Zach. And that's another tough one. It's like we said, this is just one of those days you could tell Zach just wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, however, is feeling it on the back
Most definitely feeling it.
AJ a little high on that putt, but not bad. He's in there.
Zach with the unfortunate 4. Took a slow motion look at Eric.
Man, what a wave.
Slow
What
motion.
a guy.
So Brian and AJ,
Knotted up.
Brian's caught him. AJ was kind of running away with the lead on the card here, but that unfortunate roll away on, hole 14?
Mm-hmm.
And Brian is just absolutely shredding the back nine so far.
Yeah, moving over to hole 16, 327 feet. Let me get to UDisc real quick, but I bet this is
I would imagine it's one of the easier holes.
Yeah, an incredibly easy hole. These guys feast on holes like this. This is an easy backhand hyzer or a lefty forehand. The only thing that's difficult is the elevated basket here.
There are 2 Mando trees, but they're so wide that
You
it's
would,
just
like,
never coming in.
Hardly anyone ever misses the Mando.
Mm-hmm.
69% of the field birdied this hole on this day.
AJ going back with that criminal. Really, this is just throw anything that finishes left.
Right. You'd rather be a little right of the basket and skipping toward it than a little left or even with the basket because of that hill that you can see kind of on the left side there.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's where Zach is headed, and you can watch that skip up, and then most of the time those roll down that hill, and that's not a good spot.
There we go.
It was a good putt for
That's
Zach.
a good putt.
Get a nice 2.
Hopefully he can get some of that confidence rolling here for the last couple holes.
Yep. AJ, I'm not sure what he was doing with his hands there, but I respect it.
Another look at Zach's putt there. Hopefully that'll just get him some momentum here into 17 and 18. 17 is one that you're probably not expecting to get, but you're looking to get that one.
Yeah, all these guys can get this hole. 468 feet downhill. It certainly doesn't play that far, but it's a full shot for these guys. The difficulty here, teeing from uphill, and then there's kind of a ridge on the right side that you need to crest in order to get close to the basket. Or you can just be a lefty and not worry about the ridge and super park it.
That is such a good shot.
Yeah, super duper parked. Cool story about Brian. The second round, he came up a little bit short here behind those 2 trees. And I was just kind of hanging out, waiting for some people to finish, and watched him make a forehand putt around the trees. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was on his way to like an 11 or 12 under on that round.
When you're on,
crushed.
you're on, dude.
He was killing it.
Wow.
So Oakley skips a little bit long left. AJ's line is really good here. He's beat that hill. Nearly hits those trees. He's going to be just outside circle 1 on the left side.
Ballista Pro for Zach.
Uh-huh. That's cruising in.
Oh.
And the hits just keep on coming at this point. Like
Gosh.
that was going to be 15-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and instead it's right at that kind of tester range, 30 or 35, somewhere in there. I think he was inside the circle, so probably 30.
Yeah. Eric just kind of airmailed that one a little.
Yeah, just laying up a bit. You know what it is. I love one of my favorite things about when AJ runs his putts down is that he's in the air when the putter hits the basket.
Yes.
Like he
Oh, yeah.
jumps as it hits the chains.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Zach.
Tough one for Zach. Doesn't quite have it. But yeah. AJ is celebrating on the way there, and it's really funny too when he misses, because then he has to be like, what happened?
Sorry, guys. Got excited there for a second.
Super duper park job
Yeah.
for Brian Earhart. Only 8% of the field were parked on that hole, so yeah,
That's-
pretty good tee shots there.
Yes.
Moving over to hole 18, we've got AJ and Brian both sitting at 7 under par, Oakley at 3 under, Melton even on the day. 18 is one of the only holes that plays over par on the course, 1 of 4. This plays at a 3.06 average. 400 feet, water carry all on the left side if you choose to play that way. You can play safe up to the right, but it's not really a... Oh, well.
What if you play safe
Did
to
you
the
hear that
basket?
grunt? That was Brian.
Gosh. I think he likes it.
He's feeling good, dude.
When you can finish the last 2 holes putting a combined 6 feet.
Yeah, that's
Pretty good.
That's preferable.
Wow.
It's a smooth shot for AJ inside the circle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the only real play on the right side for a birdie is big hyzer up and around the trees. You either have to go straight aggressive like these guys are. That's a good shot
wow,
for Eric.
deep.
A bit long even. Or the lefty hyzer is a great option if you are a lefty.
If you're a lefty.
Yeah.
Or have the biggest sidearms.
Yes.
Zach, that's that by one forcer again.
Yeah, that's a good hyzer up to flat, and
Wow. Great shot.
that ought to be a birdie to finish, which feels good after that tough round.
See what the problem was there?
Is he putted it too low?
Nah. It's because he was on the ground. See, AJ, same thing. He didn't,
Yeah,
he didn't
you
run it
gotta
down
be
and jump.
jumping. Yes,
Yeah.
that's you know what, you're
That's the
exactly
key.
right. I'm gonna call them after this and tell them, hey, you'd have made that.
Yeah.
If only you were
If
jumping
you had
while
just
the disc
run
hit
it
the
down and
chains.
jumped. Yeah.
Easy birdie for Zach. Tough day for him. Didn't quite have his best stuff, but feels good to drop in a birdie to finish. Brian did have some pretty good stuff
Yeah.
today, as he's gonna move to 8 under par.
That's
That's
a really solid back 9 for Brian.
Yeah, I think he got 7 of the back 9.
7 of 9 to finish.
We got some camaraderie happening after the round here. Pretty cool stuff. So we're
Oh.
going to finish up with Brian Earhart shooting 8 under, AJ 7 under, Oakley at 3 under, and then Zach Melton at 1 under par. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the coverage today. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to the Dynamic Disc YouTube channel and click that bell so you can get notifications when we come out with new content. We've got a lot of stuff coming out from the Memorial Championship.
We were busy.
Yeah, these guys were running around all over the place. So make sure and check that out. We'll see you next time.